Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. Fuck I say, I'm Revel host Shorty, and we're going to look at one of the new launches of the DC, whatever it's next level, all-in rebirth thingies that they're doing. And I've kind of started with the one that's like the middle ground for me. Like Batwoman, I'm kind of already sold on. It's the only one that's made it onto my pull lists before it even dropped. And Deathstroke, I really don't like that character that much, and the creators involved are not like just on my radar that much, unfortunately. Not bad. They're certainly not on my radar for being bad. But I just didn't care enough about it. I might read it, I might review it, who knows. There's other stuff out this week. But we're going to look at Lobo. And I had some thoughts on Lobo going into it. I promise. I'm going to say this right now up front. I swear to you. I did everything I could to kind of distance myself from my preconceived ideas of Lobo as a character and how he appears in comic books. And it turns out that is a very difficult thing to do because I dislike the character. And it all kind of comes down to, as much as I poke around in a variety of comic books, I don't read everything. I can't read them all. But I have read some Lobo stuff. Some stuff with his name on it, some stuff with his daughter's name on it, and some stuff by Garth Ennis and Doug Moench. Moench. I'm never entirely sure how to pronounce that surname, I do apologise. And to my mind, it is the only good bit of Lobo writing insofar as it's not a comic book about Lobo. It's a comic book about how much Garth Ennis hates Lobo and superheroes in general, but particularly I think that brand of anti-hero, if you want to use such a silly term. And I say silly, not in general. I think it's a useful term, but with regards to Lobo, I mean, good lord, Scott Young really does telegraph that in this comic book. He also uses lampshading quite a little bit. That he kind of sets up this idea about people doing bad media about characters like this to kind of get away with doing bad writing about this character. And it didn't work for me. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've read people who kind of understand that Lobo is just irredeemable and not very interesting as a result of that. I have read some very good stories about characters who are not easy to like. One of my favourite series of books is the Flashman series, and yes, sad to say, I did eventually find out that it turns out the guy who wrote Flashman was writing it more of a power fantasy thing than just critique of Empire, which is kind of worrying. But, I got what I wanted from it, thoroughly enjoyable. If nothing else, he's an interesting character. He has a place in the world, and he has goals and drives to get to where he wants to be in the world. He understands what he needs to do that, and he understands the things he needs to hide about himself, because he understands his merits and flaws in equal measure, and there is always peril getting in the way of him achieving the life he wants, and those are quite often caused by himself and his flaws. But you find yourself getting taken along for the story because he's interesting and well written and well rounded. Lobo is not any of those things. He is a particularly boring, childlike bully, mean-spirited, cruel, vindictive. There is nothing redeeming about him, and there's also hardly ever any peril for him. There's no chance of building up a story around the how does he survive with the things that have gone wrong. He is from the last of his race, which are completely indestructible, only die when they choose to. They can grow back from anything, and nobody can stop him being cruel. In the very first proper scene we get this book, he just rips his arm off to do some graffiti, and yeah, the guy with his arm off didn't particularly come across as a nice guy, but let's not murder people through blood loss because they're not very polite to you. And from that point on, I was just like, right, okay, let's see how it goes. I was always kind of like, yeah, everything I expected I was going to get. And there is some pop cultural references to Deadpool and Wolverine, which I find mildly entertaining. There is the idea that people trying to capitalize on the thing they're going to make money out of, which it would be selling reality TV shows about this despicable human being, which again, yes, that could be a good comment on the reality industry, but everything is so ramped up to 11 that it feels like there's absolutely no chance for subtly dissecting anything. It is literally everything that happens on the page you're being told about. You're getting shouted what's going on, and it really doesn't leave any room for artistic interpretation. Barring the actual artwork, Horikoda is amazing. I love his stuff. His character design is fantastic. His costume designs are brilliant. His use of over-the-top, violent, frenetic action, like hyper-kinetic stuff, is brilliant. For a comic book which only has like a 15+ age rating on, he gets with a lot of stuff by being cartoony. He's the saving grace to this, and I really don't want to throw all the criticism on Scotty Young. He's a good writer. He understands humour and timing. He got a good few jokes in there, which did make me chuckle. The only problem is, he's doing it in the format of a comic book about an irredeemable piece of shit. That's my review today. I'll see you all again. Look after you, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.